Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third edition of Sustainable Apparel Forum 2022. With better knowledge, understanding, and collaboration, sustainability-focused initiatives will create new opportunities, resolve the image crisis of the fashion industry as the second most polluter of the world, and potentially save the world from further environmental hazard. As the second largest apparel exporter, Bangladesh must play a significant role in the ongoing sustainability movement. From such a background, Bangladesh Apparel Exchange has organized the third edition of Sustainable Apparel Forum. This third edition is partnered with Bangladesh Garments Manufacturers and Exporters Association, BGMEA. This event itself is a testimony of our concerted effort to find solutions to get more sustainable socially, economically, and of course, environmentally. Congratulations to all of you present here today, as you have now become a part of this initiative to promote the sustainability agenda within the apparel industry. Thanks to our valued title sponsor, Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Bangladesh, our platinum sponsors, Pacific Jeans, Cotton USA, KDS Group, our gold sponsors, Epic Group, Laudels Foundation, HIG, and H&M Group, our silver sponsors, Better Work Bangladesh and Prime Bank Limited, our bronze sponsors, Bikash, BRAC, Pacific Associates Limited, and Rahim Afrouz. Rahim Afrouz Solar for partnering with us. Your valued support has made this initiative possible. We are also offering our heartfelt gratitude to our exhibitors, Cotton USA, Deutsche Gesellschaft für Internationale Zusammenarbeit GIZ, GmbH, Pacific Associates Limited, HIG, Rahim Afrouz Renewable Energy Limited, Worldwide Responsible Accredited Production WRAP, BRAC, Wagely, Bikash, Vision Spring, WaterAid Bangladesh, Control Union, UPCYBOM, SSG Solar, KB Coal Sciences, Dynawash Limited, Prime Automations Limited, Superstar Group SSG, and Ononta Terraces. We are also offering our heartfelt gratitude to our contributors, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Power, Energy and Mineral Resources, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Bangladesh, Ministry of Labor and Employment, Bangladesh Bank, Dhaka North City Corporation, Bangladesh Knitwear Manufacturers and Exporters Association, BKMEA, European Union in Bangladesh, the Chittagong Chamber of Commerce and Industry, OECD, P4G Partnership, UNFCCC, UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, United Nations Development Program in Bangladesh, UNDP, International Center for Climate Change and Development, ICC, CAD, Bestseller, Inditex, Good Fashion Fund, Standard Chartered Bangladesh, Fashion Revolution, Remake, Fashion for Good, Better Buying, Deutsche Gesellschaft für Internationale Zusammenarbeit, GIZ, GmbH, Fairwear Foundation, Awaj Foundation, Bangladesh Center for Workers' Solidarity, BCWS, SLCP, SDHC, Sustainable Apparel Coalition, SAC, Apparel Impact Institute, WaterAid Bangladesh, International Apparel Federation, IAF, Dansk Mode and Textile, Global Fashion Agenda, NVU, Recover, and RenewCell. In this third edition of Sustainable Apparel Forum, today at this venue, we will have opening and closing plenary with 5 panel discussion, 12 presentation with the participation of expert speakers. Please note that during the plenary session, we will be conducting audience polls on issues relating to the sustainability of the industry. We request you to participate at the polls. Please also note that the identity card provided to you at the registration desk has a QR code printed on the back. You can scan the code, participate in the polls, and ask questions to the speakers. I would also like to remind you that free Wi-Fi is available in this venue, username SAF2022 and password SAF@2022. You can also scan the standee inside the hall. For the opening plenary of the event, we have the presence of our chief guest, Mr. Muhammad Atiqul Islam, Mayor of Dhaka North City Corporation, DNCC, and former President of BGMEA. Can we please have a round of applause for him? We also have our special guest, His Excellency Anne van Leeuwen, Ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands to Bangladesh, Mr. Farooq Hassan, President of BGMEA and Managing Director of Giant Group. Ms. Stephanie Thiers-Ratcliffe, Director, European Brands and Retailers, Cotton Council International, and Mr. Mohammad Mohiuddin Rubel, Director, BGMEA and Managing Director of Bangladesh Apparel Exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a round of applause? I'm requesting the honorable speakers to please come to the stage and kindly take your seats. Thank you very much, honorable speakers, for taking the stage. Now, I would like to request our special guest, Mr. Mohammad Mohiuddin Rubel, Director of BGMEA and Managing Director of Bangladesh Apparel Exchange, to give his welcome speech.
Honorable Chief Guest, Mayor, Dhaka North City Corporation, and former President BGMEA, Mohammad Atiqul Islam. Our special guest, His Excellency Anne van Leeuwen, Ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands of Bangladesh. Mr. Farooq Hassan, President BGMEA and Managing Director, Giant Group. Ms. Stephanie Thiers-Ratcliffe, Director, European Brands and Retailers, Cotton Council International. Distinguished panelists and speakers, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the third edition of Sustainable Apparel Forum 2022 on behalf of Bangladesh Apparel Exchange and BGMEA. Distinguished presence, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to offer my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants, speakers, distinguished guests, our valued partners and collaborators, our valued sponsors, exhibitors for joining hands to organize such a grand conference. I am truly honored. Thank you. Distinguished presence, the global business landscape has been transformed to a new realism in the recent years, and sustainability has become the core area of concern. The SAF envisages becoming a global forum on sustainability established in Bangladesh to promote the sustainability agenda within the textile and apparel supply chain. We wanted to create a platform that resonates the voice of all representatives of the supply chain, including manufacturers, brands, policymakers, government high-ups, academia, trade union, journalists, practitioners, and so on. The forum is to facilitate a meaningful exchange of knowledge to explore issues relating to sustainability for the benefit of manufacturers and the global fashion industry at large. The ultimate goal of Sustainable Apparel Forum is to enable Bangladesh apparel industry to progress as a sustainable apparel sourcing hub on the global landscape by accelerating the momentum of sustainability within the industry through policy advocacy, knowledge, education, and awareness through an unequivocal consensus amongst all the people who are involved in the supply chain. Distinguished presence, Bangladesh Apparel Exchange started its first key international event, Bangladesh Denim Expo, back in 2014. We used to have panel discussions besides the expo. On that time, many of our friends, stakeholders, and well-wishers encouraged us not to confine just within Denim Expo, but to leverage the expertise to more intensive knowledge events. We then took the initiative of the first edition of SAF event was held on 17th May 2017. It was really challenging to organize a single day long conference knowledge session focusing only sustainability. I want to thank few of the people who supported us from the very beginning by extending their blissful hands towards SAF. Dr. Tawfiq Ilahi sir, Dr. Abul Kalam Azad sir, Honorable Mayor of DNCC, the then President of BGMEA, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for all of your guidance, support, and cooperation to Apparel Exchange and BGMEA. On this occasion, I would take a moment to share our story behind SAF. It was 2017. On my way back from Netherlands, taking part in an event of Netherlands Water Partnership, where during a transit, I met our beloved DNCC mayor at that time, Mr. Anisul Haq Bhai. I shared our plan with him to organize such a platform in Bangladesh as SAF. I clearly remember him telling me that, Rubel, you both are planning excellent, and it's an excellent idea to organize an event on sustainability in Bangladesh. But it is really difficult to carry on what you plan. Let's see how you execute it in future. I was so happy with his reply, but surely had a blooming fear of all the challenges that he believed I shall face with the team when realizing what I dreamed. The challenge that he had invoked in me was like an ignition. Believe me, it was the greatest inspiration for us, as I had to prove ourselves to a man who himself was an institution in himself. It was a wearing out experience to make the first SAF during stand out with success, with a million boulders on our way. The experience was worth treasuring, and still I remember those with a blink in my eyes. It's my misfortune that I couldn't share the success of SAF with Anis Bhai, but I'm sure he would be very happy seeing SAF at the level as it today. I'd like to express my special gratitude to Dr. Rubana Haq for providing us with all the support and guidance to us from the first SAF. Another person giving us indispensable courage and support, one of the major enthusiasts of sustainability in our industry, our honorable, beloved President of BGMEA, Mr. Farooq Hassan. It is an honor to have you beside us all the times. Standing here amongst all the distinguished personalities today, I feel and share the collective pride of how our little baby concept of SAF had taken such a humongous form today, where the torchbearer is none other than my own brother, Mr. Mustafizuddin. Proud and satisfied to evidence of our dream concept being made an international success over the years. I want to give my special thanks to HSBC for the title sponsor of the first edition of SAF, and definitely Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands for their continuous support till that. Please give a big hand to all these big hearts. Dear presents, the event served as a platform for sustainable technology development, partners, material innovation companies, green solution providers, and other stakeholders to meet and understand the requirement of green manufacturing. Our forum is emerging as a knowledge gateway and networking platform which allows discussion around the issues facing sustainability and features world-class speakers to bring in meaningful perspectives on sustainability in the apparel industry. Bangladesh RMB industry is the second largest apparel exporter of the world. In the last calendar year, 2021, we exported around 36 billion US dollar worth of product. In the current fiscal year, our export is experiencing an amazing growth over 33%, and we are expecting to have an export of over 40 billion US dollar. The economy of the country is heavily dependent of the RMG sector. Therefore, the entrepreneurs are very cautious about the resilient growth of the industry. While the RMG industry in Bangladesh is maintaining a solid progress in terms of environmental and social sustainability, we are still living in the era race to bottom. I would like to humbly request to our beloved partners, brands, to please consider a sustainable pricing mechanism which all will greatly help RMG industry of Bangladesh and definitely create a win-win situation for all who are involved. I want to thank you for your patient hearing and looking forward to a meaningful day of discussion. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammad Mohiuddin Rubel. Now I would like to request Ms. Stephanie Thiers-Ratcliffe, Director of European Brands and Retailers of Cotton Council International, to please come up and say a few words on this occasion.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Salam alaikum. It's a pleasure being here in Bangladesh. I just arrived from London last night, and I can tell you it's much warmer here than it is currently in London. So it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you to the Sustainable Apparel Forum for organizing this fantastic event, which is a chance for the community and the industry to connect together and talk about important issues like sustainability. I'm Cotton Council International Director in Europe, and I'm here representing the US cotton industry. For those of you who don't know, we've got 16,000 growers in the US. We're the third largest producer in the world of cotton, but we are the largest exporter. And Bangladesh is one of our main customers. And a very important strategic partners, hence why I'm here today. We've developed a sustainability program in the US called the US Cotton Trust Protocol, and I will give you more details later on about the program. Again, thank you so much for having us, and I'm looking forward to connect with you all today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stephanie Thiers-Ratcliffe. Now I would like to request our special guest, His Excellency Arne van Leeuwen, Honorable Ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands to Bangladesh, to share his thoughts with us on this occasion.
Good morning, Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start with thanking the Bangladesh Apparel Exchange and in particular Mr. Mostafiz Udin for organizing this important event. And I would of course also like to recognize the fellows on the stage here. In the first place, chief guest, the Mayor of Dhaka North City Corporation and the former BGMEA President, Mr. Atiqul Islam. My friend, the President of BGMEA, Mr. Farouk Hassan, Mrs. Stephanie Thiers-Ratcliffe, and Mr. Mohiuddin Rubel. It's a pleasure to share the stage with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Netherlands is proud to be the title sponsor for this event called Sustainable Apparel Forum. And you know that I put the stress on the first word, sustainable, because that's important. Sustainable is about the well-being, not only of this generation, but also of future generations. They inherit the legacy that we create. Sustainable is key, and I'm happy that it is the key word in the forum today. And speaking of future generations, I would like to share a little anecdote about what happened to me a couple of weeks ago when I called a phone call, and it was my son in the Netherlands. He's 28 years of age, he's a young professional, and he was doing some shopping in Leiden city where he lives. And browsing through the different items in this shop, he found some clothes with the print "Made in Bangladesh." And he decided to give me a call. And he said, "Dad, you live in Bangladesh, you work in the embassy there, and your team is quite active, as I know, in the RMG sector." He even did know the abbreviation RMG. And he said, "Should I buy this shirt, Made in Bangladesh?" And you know, I was happy, of course, that he asked me for advice. And I recalled some moments in the previous 28 years that I thought he should have called me for advice and hadn't, but now he did, because he was choosing garments and clothes. And he said, "You know, I'm asking you advice because you know the scene there, and your colleagues are working on it." And I said, that's right. I've been now in Bangladesh for about 9 or 10 months, and I've had the pleasure having the opportunity to meet most of the stakeholders in the the garment industry, in the whole garment value chain. Factory owners and management, brands, workers and unions, sector associations, buying houses, civil society. I visited a couple of factories, and I can say that in Bangladesh, the industry, the brands, and the trade unions, they cooperate in ways that might be absent in other places, and that were also, I guess, unthinkable in Bangladesh a couple of years ago. So there's been made much progress, and the importance of that cooperation cannot be overstated. Almost 4 million workers in Bangladesh produce garments and fashion for millions of consumers around the globe, often at the other side of the planet. And that's an intimate relationship between many citizens in the Netherlands and in other European countries, in North America, all over the world. They have products made in Bangladesh in their wardrobe. They even have the made in Bangladesh in their neck sometimes. But what happens in between manufacturing here and consumption there, to many remains a black box, like it remains to my son. He had this question, what is the background of this made in Bangladesh when I'm buying a shirt? And I asked him, so, well, you asked my advice, what exactly is your question all about? He said, well, can you tell me how this shirt is made? Do the workers who made it get a fair wage? Is this shirt produced in a way that does not harm the environment? What do you know about it? And I was happy that I could answer him a bit against the background of the visits that I've made to factories and the conversations that I have to those stakeholders in the value chain. And I said, you know, Bangladesh has over 150 lead factories since late 2021, and that's the most in the world. 9 in the top 10 green garment factories and 40 in the top 100 in the world are located in Bangladesh. And the garment sector in Bangladesh has transformed into one of the most compliant garment sectors in the world. That's been done in about a decade. So I said to my son, you know, if you like a shirt, by all means, it's made in Bangladesh, buy it. So Bangladesh can be proud of what has been achieved. It has made huge strides forward towards a more sustainable garment sector. And I often challenge people to give me another example of a sector or a country that has turned around the image and its degree of compliance in such a short amount of time. And I never get a serious reply because this is unparalleled. But let's not be complacent. Challenges remain. Garment workers in Bangladesh today are affected by the way sourcing takes place in Bangladesh. And given the scale of the industry in Bangladesh, there is plenty of work to be done in decreasing the sector's environmental impact. Well, during this Sustainable Apparel Forum, I hope to learn from world-renowned experts and key stakeholders as they explore solutions and build partnerships to tackle these issues. Partnerships where responsibilities are divided equally across stakeholders. Because that is what people like my son, the future generations, are increasingly looking for. Citizens do not want to buy products that are made by children or that harm the environment. They expect products to be responsibly sourced, products that are manufactured by workers in dignity, who earn a living wage and are aware of their rights. They want to know where their products come from and under what conditions they are produced. It's not only my son, this is a wide request from consumers around the world. But let us not reduce it alone to consumers. We are on the brink of a new policy framework. With the European Union's due diligence legislation coming up, as well as Bangladesh graduation from the LDC group to a middle-income country, the focus on compliance will only increase in the years to come. And I say, let us work, ladies and gentlemen, in the upcoming years to reap the benefits of the seeds planted today. Together we strive for a truly sustainable, fully compliant value chain. The label Made in Bangladesh will be a proud sign of the world's best and most compliant garment industry that will fuel economic growth, create jobs, and foster social progress for women and men alike. And of course you want to know, did my son buy this shirt? Well, he was hesitant. He couldn't make a choice between colors and designs, so he decided to buy 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now, I would like to request our special guest, Mr. Farooq Hassan, President of BGMEA and Managing Director of Giant Group, to give a speech.
A very good morning to you all. Distinguished presence, excellencies, stakeholders, the buyers, representative from brands, representative from trade unions, from media. Once again, a very good morning. It is my pleasure to be here today, and I'm very happy to see the Sustainable Apparel Forum rolling out after 2 years. In last 2 years, we have all been through a lot of, and believe today's event will provide us further guidance for building an ethical, sustainable, and responsible apparel industry. All of the 5 plenary sessions of SAF 2022, climate action, ESG and green finance, due diligence, legislation, purchasing practice, and lastly, circularity are equally important and contemporary for the fashion world. I believe we will gather many fresh and informative perspectives from the panel discussion, presentations, and interaction. I want to cordially thank the organizer. Especially, I want to apprise Mustafiz for successfully running the previous 2 editions of SAF and for organizing this 3rd edition. BGM is very proud to be an organizing partner for this issue of Sustainable Apparel Forum. Distinguished presence, as you are aware, COVID introduced an unprecedented situation before all of us, from a small-scale manufacturer in Bangladesh to a giant retail store in Germany. Everyone has been severely affected by the pandemic of the century. However, thanks to the mass vaccination worldwide and the resilient nature of humankind, the world is slowly turning around, and so are we. I want to sincerely thank our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for her prudent and visionary step during the crisis time, which helped us to stay awake in the dire period and help us to get back to our feet. The buyers and the brands who has kept their faith on us, the workers who are literally the fuel of our industry, and my fellow entrepreneur whose dedication and commitment kept the wheel running. I want to thank everyone today because otherwise we would not be here today when our industry is getting the growth momentum and again hoping to reach the milestone of $50 billion export, which my friend, Honorable Mayor, have given the vision a few years back that we will achieve $50 billion export in RMG. And you will see very soon we are going to reach that target, which was visioned by my friend Atiqul Islam. It was the collaboration and cooperation which has helped us during the emergency time, and it is the same hand-holding approach which will take us to the next level of growth. Ladies and gentlemen, over 40 years of journey of manufacturing was not easy. We faced many obstacles and challenges and addressed them quite successfully. In last decade, a paradigm shift has been happened, and all of our factories have upgraded themselves in the area of fire, electrical, and building safety. As a result, Bangladesh is most probably the safest destination of apparel manufacturing in the world right now. Today, our clothing factories are not yet safer, but also have become more dynamic, modern, energy efficient, and environment friendly. Bangladesh has by far the highest number of green factories in the world. BGME joined the UN Fashion Industry Charter with an ambition to reduce GHG emission by 30% till 2030. I also want to proudly share with you that BGM has been awarded with USGBC Leadership Award 2021, which is by far the first of its kind for any association in Bangladesh. We have also placed the Green Button initiative of the German government, which will assist in ensuring all aspects of sustainability of the apparel product, ranging from the preliminary stage of cutting, spinning, bleaching, dyeing to weaving, spinning, and fiber production. We have our solid commitment to implement zero discharge in the industry. We have already started a project with GFA, Global Fashion Agenda, funded by P4G named CEF, Circular Fashion Partnership. The PAC project being implemented in more than 250 factories, and IFC is looking into this cleaner production and renewable energy. And I'd like to thank the Dutch government for supporting this partnership of cleaner textile project. We have initiated 2 projects with GIZ, with a German development partner named Style and Fabric, while Style is looking into creating a conducive policy environment with capacity development of the manufacturer. The Fabric project looking into a more regional approach to standardize sustainable standard in the Asian apparel manufacturing countries. To digitalize the industry and to make the industry smart, we are collaborating with UNDC, which will looking into digitalization of payment system among the sustainability and productivity activities integrated through a smart management system. However, all effort would go in vain if not managed, measured, and reported appropriately. Therefore, it is equally important to manage, measure, and report all effort and impact of the industry following global reporting standard. Partnership with UNDP, we have already 47 BGM members of factories that reported their sustainability in line with the National Priority Indicator of the government, Sustainable Development Goals, and UNDP Business Call in Action. We are now working to upgrade the number to 100 factories and accumulate the whole reporting into a cloud-based system. We also need to make the industry financially sustainable and more productive. To this end, we have initiated a Center of Innovation, Efficiency, and OSH, which envisions to provide training and support to the manufacturer in the area of enhanced productivity, digitalization, and virtual sampling process, product development technique, virtual prototyping, energy efficiency, and audit sustainability, and etc. While we are talking of all these positive steps towards making the manufacturing safer and sustainable, we are still struggling with the price. Even though the price growth is slightly better now, we have to keep in mind that our overall production cost has gone up by more than 30% in the last 4 years. Our factories are increasingly investing money for safety and sustainability. It is an uphill struggle for us. Despite the fact we are moving forward with positive steps while taking the challenge of remaining competitive. Our initiative in cooperation with 14 other manufacturers from 11 countries titled Sustainable Terms of Trade Initiative, STTI, is working to ensure fairer purchasing practice in the textile and garment industry, and your support and collaboration in this will be much appreciated. Apart from that, I want to mention another very important topic today, which is the due diligence. You will be surprised to know that how many audits imposed by multiple brands and international organizations are happening every day in our factories. Multiple audits do not only cause an audit fatigue among the manufacturers, it is also financially unstable. Over the years, we have been demanding for a universal code of conduct, but unfortunately, very little light is being shadowed on this particular issue. I will request the brand here present and the buyers here today to look into this cumulative audit process, as it will be beneficial for both the parties. Even though we have achieved a lot, we are not complacent. We believe that sustainability is a sprint, not a marathon. We want to maintain the excellence in social and environmental arena where we already achieved. We also focus on upscaling our business capabilities we are in a spirit of maintaining collaborative relationship with the buyers so that we can continue the relationship of trust and also could engage in making our industry more sustainable. For instance, we need to build capacity to adopt ourselves with fourth industrial revolution and particularly to upskill women not only in the area of technologies but also to ensure their presence in higher and mid-level position. I believe collaborative program and assistance will help us to address this critical sustainable agenda. So realizing the importance of collaboration to enhance business viability and sustainability, I would welcome you all towards a future journey heartened by holding approach rather than a punitive one. I wish all the best at this third Sustainable Apparel Forum. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farooq Hassan. Now I would request our chief guest, Mr. Mohammad Atiqul Islam, Honorable Mayor of Dhaka North City Corporation, DNCC, and former president of BGMEA, to please come up and share his thoughts on this occasion.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first congratulate Bangladesh Apparel Exchange and BGMA for organizing such a wonderful event, which acts as a knowledge gateway and networking platform to the apparel industry. So I'd like to let's give a special thanks for Mustafiz, who arranged these things. Mustafiz, thank you very much, and BGMA to take such kind of initiative, and also always Mustafiz is not coming into the dais, always is the backside and the back screen. So really appreciating Mustafiz. Well, I have seen Mr. Farooq Hassan, my close friend. We worked together when I was the director of BGMA. On that time, we worked together, Farooq Hassan, and today he is the president of BGMA. So thank you, Farooq, for your excellent job, your excellencies. Rubel, I am seeing the fellow BGMA directors. Riaz Hamidullah, I have seen the ambassador of Netherlands from Bangladesh, your excellencies, Spain. Mr. Arvind Sharma, my friend who came through from America. The ladies and gentlemen, the journalists, thank you very much to all of you. Well, let me say some story about the Bangladesh. 1994, we have a big challenges, the child labor. 2005, MFA quota phase out is a big challenge. 2008, 2009, global recession, very big challenge. 2013, the big disaster of Rana Plaza, it's another big challenge. 2020 to 21, COVID pandemic. So you overcome the challenges and share the experience. I'd like to give a special thanks to Honorable Prime Minister to solve all these kind of challenges. And today we can say, no East, no West, Bangladesh is the best for the garments industry. That we have proven it. That we have proven it, the resilience of these Bangladeshis, with the help of our dignitaries, with the help with our buyers, with the help with our partners, and of course, not last but not the least, our workers. They are our sister, they are our brothers, and we are along with them. It is really is a big hurdle. Bangladesh, the government's owner, with the collaboration with all of us, we have already been proved that our goal, how to make a sustainable industry, how we can work together, and how we can give a comfort level to our buyers, to our workers, and the commitment as well. So, being a former president of BGMEA, let me say something that on 2013, we have seen how they removed the garments from the different stores after the Rana Plaza collapse. But we are very much focused how we want to give, ensuring the safety to our workers, dignity to our workers, well-being to our workers. And it is not that we are only saying, It is not that we are only talking. We have promised that we have to ensure the well-being, dignity, and safety. Today, you can already see that how safety we are. More than 160 factories are being certified, and top of that, 48 factories are platinum-rated factory. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished buyers, distinguished different part of the diplomats, we really committed to ensuring this kind of safety. So, I am just giving another example. I don't know. Might be somebody will say why I'm saying such kind of things. On 2006, there's a big collapse in Nightingale shirt factory in Manhattan. 2006, big collapse in Manhattan Nightingale shirt factory. The USA, they took 21 years to amend their labor law. 21 years to amend their labor law. But after 2013, the big collapse of Rana Plaza, our Honorable Prime Minister, she changed the labor law within 92 days. That is Bangladesh, and that is our Prime Minister. So we don't think and wait to see. And today, that is the reason we are saying that we are ensuring the dignity, well-being to our workers. And that is the reason we are saying made in Bangladesh with pride. Yes, we are very committed. We are very committed. Well, as a mayor of Dhaka North City Corporation, I just want to say the sustainability is very important. As you know that I have already been announced that if any residential area, in residential house or any offices, you do the rooftop garden, Dhaka North City Corporation is given 10% rebate of the holding tax. 10% rebate of the holding tax. And top of that, rainwater harvesting, if any building you are doing in the city, I am also giving the 10% rebate for the holding tax as well. And if you want any kind of birth certificate, we are giving one sapling with that birth certificate as well. So the tree can grow up, the children can grow up. After 10 years, he has enough oxygen from the city as well. So this kind of things is, I am really urge to my government's owner, urge to my different agencies also, come forward and let's work together. Top of that, and I believe the 5 Ps is very important for our industry. Number 1 P is the people. We have very good, very dynamic workers we have. The second P is the power. 20 years back, we have a very shortage of power. But nowadays, all factories getting their power in all the factories. Fourth is the place. I am saying Bangladesh is the best, and the country has already been here. We have been many countries. But last, we are all come to Bangladesh. Another P is the port. Of course, as we have seen our challenges in the Chittagong port, but we have overcome a lot. Our Dhaka airport is going very fast. Within next 2 years, it is going to build up already. And the last but not the least, the 5th P is the politics. Our country is a very stable under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. So ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate to call me here as a chief guest, but I believe that I am not a chief guest. I am the normal. I have a garments industry. 19,000 workers are working in my factory. Top of that, the 4 million workers in the garments industry. What my friend, our president has just mentioned, the unified code of conduct. I really urge, please come together. Don't say that your fire extinguisher, one brand will say, your fire extinguisher, you please put it 6 feet height. Another buyer will say, you please put your fire extinguisher on the ground floor. This is the reality. Somebody will say, some buyers will say, if you pay the 12 hours or 10 hours overtime, no problem. Some will say, no, only 8 hours. So this kind of things is really big problem for us. I will urge, I have seen that Mr. Riaz Hamidullah, he was with me in Paris in OECD meeting also. So I urge to all the agencies, all the diplomats, please, please, please make a unified code of conduct. And we promise that definitely we'll maintain, and it will be very easy for us for maintain as well. And also, the last but not the least, the prize. We are the prize receiver, and you are the prize giver. At the end, we have the prize receiver as a manufacturing. And from the buyer side, you are the prize giver. So how we can maintain a sustainable price, you know very good, you know very well than all of us. Of course, we did not wait for the price to make a green factory, platinum rated factory. We did from our own, but as a sustainable, responsible buyer, I will urge to all the brands to come forward and very closely with us, with the BGMA, and definitely we can ensuring you the well-being, the safety, and the dignity to you and to our workers. Thank you very much. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.